Have you noticed a growing divide between the left and the right on the political spectrum? Perhaps you've noticed a growing disdain among some people for the opposite sex. You may have even witnessed a growing xenophobia in people you personally know, with extreme views that have seemingly sprung up from nowhere. In this video, I will give you the reason for this deepening chasm of thought, and together we can find a way to bridge these growing divides before we succumb to them. Social media algorithms on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and other platforms have divided people into online echo chambers where they only see content reinforcing their beliefs and none challenging them. Through algorithmically generated recommendations, it doesn't take very long for someone to get put into a bubble on the internet where all of the content delivered to them fits the narratives that they align with. Moderation and nuance of thought and opinion are in serious danger because of these tools developed by companies seeking to maximize targeted ad revenue. When you are only seeing content on the internet that reinforces your beliefs and doesn't challenge them, any extreme position can appear more reasonable. The dangers of social media algorithms have not been fully understood because of how new this phenomenon is. But this is currently a serious danger to public safety and social cohesion. The divisions between groups will only deepen, and there will be less and less potential for honest debate and exchanging ideas if this is not solved in some way. If you notice you or your friends or family beginning to gradually change into a different version of themselves, and if you notice they hold more and more unconventional opinions that may contradict with reality itself, have a talk with them about this and try to root out that this is the cause. The recent Louis Theroux documentary, Inside the Manosphere, shows one direction that social media algorithms can funnel people into. I personally found it difficult to believe that there was such a large audience for vitriolic misogyny. An audience large enough to enrich morally questionable individuals and allow them to propagate themselves to an ever-growing audience. However, that simply shows that social media algorithms can become so niche that the average viewer will not be exposed immediately. Instead, and this is the crucial issue, people find themselves gradually led further and further into the fringes of acceptable thought, even breaking past that into dangerous beliefs. In this case, I can safely assume that their leadership starts simply with frustrated, lonely men and young boys. They want simple answers to explain their dissatisfaction with their place in the world, and they eventually find something that makes them feel less powerless through individuals such as Myron Gaines and Andrew Tate. There are so many different pipelines that the algorithm can potentially lead somebody down. In a world where people are increasingly becoming attached to the internet and social media, that is also where they seek answers to the many problems in life. Whereas in the past, you had your local community, your family, and people that truly cared about your well-being who could steer you in a better direction, now you have endless opportunities to affirm delusions and fears that spawn from personal trauma, anxiety, and depression. Instead of breaking free from a cycle of negative thought, these algorithms often push vulnerable people further. This is not unique to one group or ideology, while all of us who use the internet are susceptible to it. It may be uncomfortable for you to reflect on this in your own life, but it is more likely than not that you too have been influenced by content pushed by social media algorithms. The detrimental results are easily found around us. Fractures in personal relationships due to deepening divides of ideology have become a common sight in the last decade. Even worse than damaging relationships, there is the potential for physical harm that stems from consuming hateful and extreme content online. We have all seen riots and protests rise in frequency. We have even seen a rise in politically motivated violence. In the United States, an individual named David DePape broke into the home of Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi. This man was motivated by online conspiracy theories which led him to seek out to harm a sitting American politician. He brutally attacked her husband, Paul Pelosi, with a hammer and was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Other politically motivated attacks include the assassination of Charlie Kirk and multiple attempted assassinations of President Donald Trump. The list of political violence, racial violence, sexual violence that was carried out by chronically online individuals grows at an alarming pace. I can make a separate video simply listing crimes committed by people who were radicalized online, and that video would easily be over an hour long. Politicians throughout the world have become aware of the issue of online radicalization, yet they seemingly fail to understand it in its entirety. The approach by the British government following the Online Safety Act is to attempt to censor the harmful ideologies on the internet. Those caught sharing information that could potentially lead others further down the pipeline to extremism can face arrest and imprisonment. However, rather than swaying public opinion away from extremism, this has the dangerous potential to establish an us versus them dynamic in the minds of people who have already found themselves on the fringes. Rather than seeing it as an attempt to normalize public opinion in a beneficial way, this is instead seen as a declaration of war by the state against certain ideologies, hardening those ideologies into even more extreme versions of themselves. It is almost like a game of whack-a-mole, where every time you stamp out hatred, you spawn more of it. The media has focused too much on the effects rather than the cause. Most people are unaware that they have found themselves in an online echo chamber, and can easily point at people in other echo chambers as being especially problematic. The issue is not that one people are stuck in a pathway to radicalization, but that everyone using the social media is themselves also stuck in a similarly polarizing vacuum that pushes them away from the center line. The issue is not just the end results, because those are a symptom of a new, scarcely understood method of suggesting content on social media through suggestion algorithms. What would do more to fix the growing polarization is not to wait for the worst results to spring up and then try to squash them down. It would be far better to spread awareness to the vessel that leads people towards radicalization. Once you know how you got to the stage you're at, you have a chance to reflect on the journey. You can then see how your own fears and anxieties were used against you to not better your life, but to push you further from the people that actually could help you. If you want a personal solution, the easiest one is to take a break from the internet for a while. If you can't or don't want to do that, turn off recommendations, targeted ads, predicted text, clear your history, and do not use recommended/for you pages on social media. Also, to understand this more, try making a new account on a platform. A new account will start serving you innocent recommendations, but depending on what content you interact with, by the end of the day, you'll have a personalized feed that has already separated you from the general public. Tell other people about this, share it around. If more people recognize the dangers here, they can potentially save themselves or their family from becoming radicalized, suicidal, violent, xenophobic, or any of the other dangers from social media. Thank you for watching and listening to The Word of Cato. If you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe, give a like, and leave a comment with suggestions. Thank you very much.